Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students, welcome back. Basically, in this lecture, I am going to calculate a development length for a cantilever beam, okay, that you see here. Students, this is very important topic for us to understand the development length, okay. And what I see on the side, what I see on the YouTube, so many people do not know, you can say, the essence of development length, and they basically present them in a wrong way. They don't understand the basic of development length. They just say, cut the bar at a distance of L by 3, L by 4, okay, although that is okay, that works, okay, but you must know the basics behind the development length, that your L by 3, L by 4, L by 7, whatever they will be, they don't work every places, they don't work in every locations, okay. You have to determine the actual value of the development length. You must know the basics, and you must know that what are the things which basically affect a development length. If you want to know all these things, you need to just visit, okay, YouTube, and just type development length by Engineer Misbahullah Khan, and you see these 18 lectures. Basically, I covered these lectures from McGregor book, from McCormick book, from Winter Nelson book, okay, and I have all those references, you can say, there. I covered McGregor, this is McCormick book, and I have basically the Winter Nelson book as well, and I have basically covered the McGregor book as well, and all these details basically in very in depth, you can say. Students, basically a development length is such a complicated topic, such a complex topic. I think most of the people don't understand it completely. They just say you need to cut the bar at a distance of 40D, 50D, 60D, whatever there will be, but they don't know the lesson, because it is the topic which is not basically teach in depth in university level, in your college level, okay, and that needs very in-depth study. So that's why I'm basically, if I start making videos on development length, I can make more than 50 videos, 100 videos. This is how much complicated topic it is. But here I'm going to explain that how we can basically provide a development length to a cantilever beam. Okay, so this is just only a simple example I want to share you. If you want to just that you know the basics of development, you need to visit my YouTube channel and just type these topics, okay, and you see the whole detail. It is around about 18 lectures, okay. You watch from first to the last, word by word, because there I explain the code references, and code are very difficult to understand, okay. The codes are very difficult. ACI codes, basically it is very difficult to understand, okay. So if you understand these codes, then understanding the Euro code, these codes, it will be easy for you, okay. All codes will be easy for you, okay. Now let us come back to the topic, okay. We have you see, I have a cantilever beam right in front of my screen, and you see basically the column, the continuous beam, which is to the left, and the beam is cantilever to the right. Now the question is that what is a development length means here? This is very simple, okay, that you all know that the critical section of cantilever beam lies just the front of the face of the support. That is the right face of the column. Now you see this face is basically is a critical section, because the maximum bending moment basically exists at this point. Okay, this is there we have the maximum moment. Now the question is that if we're providing steel bars to support this moment, how much I embed basically the length of that bar into the concrete that give me basically you can say support this moment. Look, whenever we are calculating the moment capacity of a beam or any other member of closure, so we use basically a term Fy. Okay, a term Fy. Here we basically assume that the stress develops in the bar, that is yielding stress. This means that the bar which is provided right here in this section, they must yield. If you are assuming this yielding criteria and you want that your bar should yield at this section, you need what? You need to provide a development length to this bar, both in left direction, both in right direction. What I mean to say, let me show you. Okay, this is my critical section, clear? And the bar which I embedded here, they need basically a length both way to this critical section, to the left, either to the right. An amount of embedment length, such amount of embedment length into this concrete that length which give me the yield stress, meaning that I need to basically embed the bar into this concrete for a distance of LD, right to the left, as well as right to the right side, clear? For a distance of LD. Now, LD basically show me that this is the distance beyond the bar will not meet. Okay, I can cut the bar. Okay, that's the question. I can cut the bar beyond this point, and you can say that this is this point. After that point, I don't need to use the reinforcement which is provided for that moment. Clear? So this is very interesting. Now the question is that almost all people, what they did basically, they say extend this bar up to a distance of L by 3, L by 4, whatever they use. But you must know the actual development rates, not these approximations. These are just only coefficients. It works when you have equally panels and you have uniformly distributed load. But actually, you must know the basic formula how we can calculate it. Clear? So, the basic formula which is used for calculation of development length in ACI code, you can see that formula right here, which is ACI 31814 edition. Clear? You see, that is the development length formula, very lengthy formula you can say. You see, the development length is a proportional, you can say, to the yielding stress. Okay, this means if you want that your bar should yield, you need development length. If you increasing your, as you see that Fy is constant, almost constant for a bar. No, if it is constant, then how much development length I need? Okay, but it further depends, that development length further depends, you see, on the bar bias as well, and some other factors as you see here. Clear? If somebody uses 31 and 02, that is 2002 edition. Here you see the development length, same formula, but here you see alpha, beta, gamma, okay, lambda factor. And here you see psi t, psi e, psi s, and lambda just below here. So this is just only modification, they're just only, all the factors are same, okay, and that is the confinement factor. It also matters, okay, if you decrease your spacing of your stirrups, it will you see there is a inversely proportions, okay, so that will decrease your development length, inverse proportion, okay. If you increasing something, it will, okay, it will decrease the other, so that is inverse proportion. And you see FC prime basically, if you increase, there is also inverse proportion. So these are the basics. Clear? You must visit these, and basically in economic there is also a chapter which is, you see here, that is chapter 7, clear? And if you visit basically the Nielsen book, in Nielsen book it is a mostly book. If somebody uses Eurocode, they can basically find that chapter number 5, okay. In Eurocode there is also provision for that development length, and in Cracker book, I think so, that is chapter number 7, 6, around about, okay. Where is my Nielsen book? I don't see right now, but although I opened that book as well. So let us come back to the question and see what is basically in the question. Clear? So now you see, this is my critical section. The question is that how much I extend this bar from this face, for how much distance I need to extend this bar. Okay. The data I can show you, you will see this picture. Okay. You see FC prime is equal to 4 KSI, that is low vertical height. Fy is 60 KSI. The bars you see here, that is pole number 10, negative movements. Remember there is negative movement. So how you can provide the development length for negative movement? And you see 10% axis. This 10% axis means that the bar, the AST which I need here is 10, and the bar which I provided, okay, the total AST provided is 10% more than the AST which is required here. Because we have AST required and AST provided. AST provided is, you can say we provide 10% more steel as required by the design. Clear? So this will be used, okay? You see the beam, this is the beam elevation and this is the beam section. You see the top bars, clear? 4 top bars, only the top bars are shown here. The cover, 1.5 inch, and the depth of the beam is 24 inch. The stirrups number 4 at the rate of 8 inch center to center. Stirrups you see here, specify ACI criteria. This is very important. Clear? Remember, in this ACI code, the formula basically you see here, there is a provision, you can say limitation of the ACI code, that the shear reinforcement which we basically provided, you all know the shear reinforcement limitations, okay, D by 2, D by 4, and when they work, those limitations, 5 to 6 limitations are basically of shear reinforcement, they must be fulfilled. If they don't fulfill, you have to then calculate that factor, okay, and you must account for that. So that's why they say specifying ACI criteria is fulfilled, okay. Now, you see, first step is that you need to check the stirrups spacing, and that is okay, which is already mentioned. Checking means you have to check those limits, basically those limits, those 4 to 6 limits of the ACI. Whether this spacing within that limits or not. Clear? So that criteria is satisfied. then you have to calculate your clear cover. Remember, the cover basically, that is, one is clear cover and the other one is basically side cover, tail cover. You see this beam cross section, you have top cover, you have bottom cover, you have side cover. But here you see in the bar is basically the beam frontal elevation, you can say. This is column and this is beam. So whenever we provide negative reinforcement to the top and the bend, so this is basically tail cover. Remember, these side covers, tail covers, top covers have a very great role in developing the steel yield stress, as you can say in development line. If I start lecturing on this clear cover, I can talk, you can say, for 10 to 20 hours. This is very, very important. And I will be making some lectures on this cover as well. I'm thinking to make some videos, okay, that how these covers basically, the effect that can clear. Now you see here how to calculate clear cover. So you have 1.5, that is your cover, and 0.5 is your basically is your stirrup, okay, size. So adding that, you will see 2 inches, or you can say 2 inches. Remember, this cover is calculated. Let me draw the beam section. Let's say this is my beam section, and let's say here is my bar dia, okay. You can, let's say this is my stirrup, stirrup 1 leg. So basically this clear cover is up to what distance you see. This clear spacing is 1.5, and the size of this stirrup, that is number 4, is 0.5. So adding, so basically you see the clear cover is basically in ACI code basically, which is I think so in the grapher basically, and here which we use, that is the distance in between the face of the bar to the from the external face of the bar to this face of the bar. Clear? Remember, from this face to one down working. Let me check it. They don't work, but so this is how we say this is clear cover. Okay, you see here this is clear cover. However, sometimes people consider it basically that is clear cover. Okay, but in this formula in calculating development time, we consider the development as a clear cover, that is the external cover. You see here that actually that 1.5 is clear cover, but you have to add the number 4 size. Okay, and that is, you see, number 4, 0.5. okay. Then you see CB. This is very important, and this CB is basically used in calculation. Okay, and you see this CB in your formula, that is CB. Clear? So what does it mean? Let's see and calculate. Look, we have a width of this beam is 14 inches minus. We have a cover of 1.5 plus 0.5 you see here, and multiply it with 2 because we have this side and we have that side. Clear? So that side is multiplied by 2 minus 4 times 1.270. 1.27, basically these bars are number 11. So number 11 diameter is basically 1.27. If you divide number 11, basically number 11 means divide number 11 divided by 8, you got this one. Okay, so that's basically the diameter of number 11 bar. Clear? Now, you see, we have three spacing. Okay, as you see here, we have three spacing. Spacing number 1, spacing number 2, and spacing number 3. So that's why we divide it by 3. This means that CV is nothing, it is the clear spacing, you can say, in between these bars, amongst these bars, sorry. Okay, now, what we next we have to determine, remember this point, as we got 2 inches, so divide that 2 inches by the bar size, that is 1.27 diameter of the bar, you see 1.575. So what does it mean? I will show you this, the main purpose of this. Okay, I'm doing this. Okay, we need. Okay, so you see clear color is 1.57 times, and we did the same calculation again. You see here we got 1.64 basically comes out from this figure, and we divide the same thing by 1.27, we got 1.291 dB. Clear? Now, moving forward, and you see as case number 1. Now, whenever you are calculating your development length, we have some cases. Basically, the cases are basically on the basis of this formula as well. They use in those cases this factor is 1.5, although this factor should not more than 2.5. Clear? So on the basis of some assumptions, keeping some constant in this formula, and that derive basically some cases, and let me check where those cases are. Clear? So you see the factors, okay, the epoxy factor, okay, psi E, I believe lambda in 2002 edition, okay, and that changes 1.2, 1.0, 0.7. It depends upon the coating which you provided to the bar. Lightweight factor, that is denoted by lambda, and it also matter lightweight concrete as we have, so we will use this factor. Clear? And normal weight concrete 1.0. You see cover, psi C, cover factor. So you can use 0.7 or you can use 1.0. This is basically psi S, psi C nothing. It is not psi C, this is psi S, size factor. And size you see number 11 bar and smaller bars cover, this is psi S factor, cover factor. Psi C, here is a psi C, but there is a psi S, that is size factor. You have to account for that factor as well. Here you have a confinement reinforcement factor, clear? And I'm searching for those cases. I think so they will not be provided here, but in Nelson book, if you search that book, or if you in the greater book, so you found those cases, okay? There are certain cases, I think so these are the in 2002, you see the size, for number 3, yes, these two cases, okay? This is case number 1 and this is case number 2, remember. In case number 1, what they say basically, clear spacing of bars being developed or spliced not less than dB, remember, dB. The clear spacing in between the bars, what it means basically, if you draw a beam, okay, and you have steel bars, okay, let me show you. So this means that if the clear spacing in between these two bars, that is the clear spacing. There are 2 bars, but if you have more than 2 bars, you have to determine that spacing. And if this spacing is more than dB, not less than dB, means it should be more than dB. Clear cover not less than dB, and that cover which we calculated, okay, previously which we calculated, this clear cover provided both to the sides as well as to the top or bottom. Okay. So that is basically the diagram. Here I have steel bars and we need to find out this clear spacing. Clear? One thing is very important, okay, the size S factor, which I already mentioned. Size factor basically used in the basic development length formula. Once we are calculating the development length, that is LDH for hook. So in case of hook, basically this factor is basically size C, sorry, and you see here that is size C, okay. So make correction, okay, for that mistake, okay. Now let us basically to understand this terminology, we go to the McGregor book, and here you see in chapter number 6, chapter number 8. In chapter number 8, you will understand right now the concept. Basically, you can see this figure, and this is very important, and McGregor basically explain it in a more detail way, you can say. Here you have two cases. You see, let me finish this. Okay, you have two cases basically. Number 20 and smaller bar, this is for in SI system, and this one is for US system. So you see number 6 and smaller bars deform bond. So this is case 1. This formula will be used for number 6 and smaller, and this formula will be used for number 7 and larger. But you have to make sure that this criteria will fulfill, and if this criteria is not fulfilled, then we check this criteria. But in both cases we use if this criteria is fulfilled, basically, so in both cases we use this equation, and at 11 and at 12 basically this is code reference, okay. At 11, that is equation you see here. At 11, that is at 9, at 10 you will use in this equation, clear. And at 11 basically, okay, at 12 then you have to use at 12 equation. So where it is at equation at 12, okay. So this is the difference, okay. At this criteria you can either use this one, or either you can use that equations. So there is you are optional. You have option, but remember this equation is basically derived on the basis that they take the confinement factor you see right here in this equation, that this is basically assume 1.5, but sometime we need to calculate this actual value, and this value of this factor should not be more than 2.5. It must remember, clear. Now coming to this is case 1. Case 1 says you have to find out this clear distance if there are more layers of bars. Bars are basically placed more than one layer. You need that vertical spacing as well as you need that spacing, and as you need the look, the spacing is to the face of the main bar, clear, from the face to the. So these clear spacing should be greater than dB, and the case 2 says that these clear spacing should be greater than 2 dB. So here we see, I already mentioned why we calculate this. So here see 1.575 times of dB. This means that this is not greater than 2 dB. Means if there is 2, so we can say this is lies in case 2. But here also the spacing is more than dB this much time, okay, but not fulfill case 2 criteria. And here you also see CB, okay, that is also a side cover, okay. The side cover you see that is 1.29 times, means that is greater than dB. So this suggests that we have case number 1, clear. So as case number 1, because clear spacing is greater than dB and still spacing is satisfied, now we use, this is the 14th edition or 8th edition equation of the ACI code, and this is the old version. We use basically the old version. No, the difference in between these two, sorry, the factor lambda you can say, or gamma you can say, is above. So here basically if the value of gamma is 1.75, and I think so 1.75. Let me check it. 0.7. The value of gamma is basically 0.7. So that, but remember, it's not necessary to 1.7. It may be 1 or it may be 0.7. 0.75 we use for lightweight concrete, while for normal weight concrete we use 1. So if I divide basically 1 divided by 0.75, so you see 1.33, sorry. So the value of gamma is basically 1.33 if you are using here. Okay, here you have to insert the gamma value for lightweight concrete is 1.3. But if you using here, so then the value of gamma will be 0.75. Make sure this difference clear. You see, we have top reinforcement. Remember, this is very also a technical term. Remember, if you have a, let's say this is a beam cross section and you have a bar here. Okay, let's say you are a bar here, but you have more. This is a bottom reinforcement. Clear? This is bottom reinforcement. But if these bars are basically, let's say here, okay, these bars are here, and there is a distance of, you can say there is a distance of more than 12 inches. This is specified by the ACI, okay, more than 12 inches. Then we can say this is top reinforcement. Clear? This is top reinforcement, and the first one is bottom reinforcement. Sorry, the first one is bottom reinforcement, and the bar which you place for negative reinforcement, and there is more than 12 inches concrete below that, so this is called top reinforcement. So we have top reinforcement case here. For top reinforcement, you have to, in 2002 edition, and you can say an old version of ACI code, it is denoted by alpha. That's value is 1.3 for top reinforcement, and you can see in the code and as well as in the McGregor book, Nelson book, you can find out these factors as well. Okay, so let me show you the factors here. Alpha are psi t. Okay, you see the 12-inch fresh concrete 1.3 and 1. 1.3 is basically for top reinforcement and 1 for bottom reinforcement. The beta factor, that is psi e basically, and psi e, that is the epoxy factor. Okay, epoxy factor, that is 1. Okay, and you see in the, okay, here this is basically in code. If you apply any kind of coating to the bars, then you have to select that in your desired value. Psi s, that is the size factor, and that is 1.0 for number 7 and larger. And if this is more than the bar is more than number 6 and smaller bars, then you have to use this factor. Okay, so I think this is clear right now. Clear? Note psi s is 0.8. Clear? I write down. And the next thing is that gamma or lambda. Sometimes we represent it by lambda or gamma. That is 0.75 for first option. Here you will use 0.75 and 1.3 for second option. Sorry, I make a mistake. Okay, here you have to use 0.75 and here you have to use 1.3. If this gamma factor is in nominator, then you will use 0.75, and if this gamma factor or lambda in denominator, you have to use 1.3. So please make correction. Now the whole, now you see, you have to insert 20 FC prime 4 KSI 4000. You have make sure you have to put 4000. Fy, that is 60,000, and you insert all the values which you see right here, and also use the accessory bar factor. Accessory bar factor is that is, you see here, accessory bar factor A is required divided by A is provided. So A is required basically says that if A is required is 1 square inches, so A is provided is 10% more. And already I explained this point in the beginning. Basically you see here, if you are providing 1 square inches steel, okay, 1 square inches steel, you have to increase them by 10%, means you have to insert 1.10. So here you have to use what, basically in this area you have to divide 1 divided by 1.110. Okay, so I think so that gives you 0.91 something. Clear? 91 something. So this is the factor. Clear? and you calculate your LD. So one thing is very important, that is excess reinforcement factor. As you see here, which I use here, there's certain limitations. Okay, remember what are those limitations? Please watch those video. But if we see here the code, you see in comment section, the reduction factor based on area is not to be used where those cases which encourage development or full effort is required. Basically these are supports where basically beam ends into the column. For example, the excess reinforcement factor does not apply for the development of positive moment reinforcement, it supports. Okay, for development of shrinkage and temperature reinforcement, okay, or for development provided according to these sections. And you see excess reinforcement factor is equals to as required or as provided. So there are certain limitations, okay, and if you open the cracker book and you screw down the pages and comes to the page 386, you see this table. But remember, these limitations are used when you are using hook. Clear? So there are certain limitations in that excess factor, and you see here different values of excess factor. So I'm not going in detail of that factor. You see we calculate LD is equal to 91.8, okay, 72 point this one multiply dB, that is 1.27, multiply factor, that is 0.8, 0.91 something, okay, and it should be greater than 12 inches. Clear? The 12 inches LD, the minimum value of the LD is 12 inches. Clear? So this is criteria, but the criteria is satisfied. Now the question is that, which is very, very important question, and I think that is the more that is, you can say, the abstract of this whole calculation, that how much free span is available from the face of the column to the free end. This is an important question, and we have to answer this question. We have to search for this question, that whether we have this much, that is 91 roundabout, you can say how much you can see here, that is 91 point where it is 91.8, roundabout 92. So where we have this 92 inches space is available here or not? That is the key question. Okay, and we must answer this question, okay, at the end. Whenever we do the design, we must do checking for this, okay, that how much this distance is and how much the development length we calculated. 92 inches is roundabout. If we calculate in feet, basically you got 92 divided by 12, you got 7.66, round about 8 feet. Okay, so this distance, you know, this distance must be 8 feet. Okay, this distance must be 8 feet. If it is, this means that this bar should be extended for a distance of 8 feet and should be extended to this side for a distance of 8 feet. Now this is very important. Okay, now if, for example, the most important question is that if this much length is not available here, then what we can do? If this is less than 8 feet, okay, almost 6 feet, 5 feet beam is cantilever. So there are different options. You have to either change the bar size, lowering down the bar size. If you are lowering down the bar size, what it basically produces, you see, the development length is a function of the dia of the bar, which is clear here. Okay, so if you decreasing the bar dia, your development length will decrease. And there is a question basically in McGregor book, they do the same thing. And the other answer is that you have to calculate that confinement factor, the exact value of that confinement factor. It also makes difference, okay, the exact value of that confinement factor, where it is, that is KTR and something like that. Okay, so CB, you see this factor. although in that equation basically we use in calculation, we assume this factor is 1.5. Actually, you need to calculate this exact value. If it is around about 2 or 2.3, 2.2, so it also reduces your development length. The other thing is that you have either to use these factors, but these factors matter a little bit. You have to either decrease the bar size, or either you have to use to calculate actual, because all the things are fixed. You can only you can say play with these terms. Now, if for example, if they don't work, okay, if you don't work, so then you need to provide hook. Then you need to provide hook, okay, and it is very, very important. Okay, you need to provide proper standard hook, and for that standard hook you have to calculate their LDH, and you have to provide basically the code criteria. Okay, what the code criteria says, basically there are certain increases limitations. Okay, certain you can say certain, you see, if you are providing that hook to the free end, so you have to maintain the spacing of stirrups, and you see the closed stirrups either in this fashion or either in this fashion. Okay, so this is another discussion. Okay, inshallah in next some lectures, if I got time, I will also do this kind of calculation. Okay, how it matters basically, and how we calculate such kind of spacing if we don't have this limitation. You see, these are the code limitations, and in 2008 edition this limitation is also present. Okay, you see here, you see at the free end of the cantilever how they provide, basically you have to calculate then that LDH, and you have to calculate that hook basically. So these are the limitations. This is how we do the calculation of development length. This answer this question. Okay, and you see the basic principles behind how development matters and how we use the formulas, not only by just L by 3, L by 4. Okay, so you understand the basics. If you have any question, any suggestions, please share. Okay, thank you for watching.